He's never fought us. Not us united.
My favorite moment in the entire... Maybe I should complicate this before I start speaking here.
Welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared, and I just want to remind you guys, don't boycott Black Adam. Because here's the thing, I get it. Snyder fans, I know we're upset. I know you're upset for no reason, because here's the thing. Nothing that's established in that post-credit scene for Black Adam in any way interferes with Henry Cavill's Superman, because this is taking place, remember, 5 years, roughly 5 years, if they're doing this in a timeline, from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because remember, Zack Snyder's Justice League is technically taking place in 2017. So it's conceivable that, because remember, we would have gotten a Superman movie in the middle of that, where it establishes, okay, so now he has the blue suit. I get he had the black suit in the nightmare scene, but again, a lot of this is going to change. Zach even said he comes back, a lot of his story is going to change. It's not going to be his original storyline. So I just want to really emphasize that. And here's the thing. If you boycott, let me put it this way. If, let's say Black Adam tanks, like you guys apparently wanted to. If it tanks, guess what Warner Brothers Discovery is going to do? Reboot the DCEU, recast all the actors, and then just start scratch, and they'll never bring back Zack Snyder. Let me put it this way. The biggest hurdle for restoring the SnyderVerse was getting the actors back in. It's not even getting Zack back, because pretty much it's easier to get Zack back than the actors. We already got Ben back, and now we got Henry Cavill Superman back. That is huge. Really, the final piece is in there. There is also Ray Fisher, but that can come later. My point is that we got the two hardest actors to get back in. So take that as a victory. It doesn't even matter if it's the John Williams theme. Just take the Superman coming back as a victory, because it makes it infinitely more likely that if this movie's successful, because let me put it this way, the next few DC movies have to be successful, because Warner Brothers is trying to pay off a debt. So if it's successful, they're going to essentially, so if it's successful, they'll have the money to essentially invest in other parts of DC. So what you really want to do is essentially say, you want to support these movies, because if you support these movies, then they'll have the money. Because guess what? Yeah, it was authorized by Walter Hamada, but let me put it this way. The Rock himself dissed the old regime. That should be enough for you guys to say, okay, you know, we can support this movie. That's my point. Just let me put it to you this way. At least go with that. That should be enough for you guys to go, okay, you know what? Yes, that part had issues, but The Rock is on our side in terms of the regime was screwing up, and it's time for a new direction. Just go with that. That's it. We're done. That's all you have to know. That's it. Because if you boycott it, all these actors go away, and then they will start again and not bring Zack Snyder back. That's what's at stake here. I think the movie's still going to do well, but that's what's at stake here. These movies have to do well. And as far as we know, based upon the marketing and all this, they're not going to bring back, they're not in any way canonizing Justice League. I mean, if they were, Justice League would still be in the marketing. In fact, when Justice League was in the Black Adam marketing, they took it out with the thing corrected. So it's more likely that they are going to decanonize Justice League and recanonize Zack Snyder's Justice League. So before I leave you, in conclusion, do not boycott this movie. That's the best way that we can get to what I want. It's right there. We're on the verge of greatness, to quote director Krennic. We're right there, All we have to do is take it over the finish line. These are the steps to take it over the finish line. Because according to reliable sources, Warner Brothers wants to talk to Zack about coming back as at least in the producer role. And yes, that opens the door to directing. I'm saying that they want to bring him back and they want to release the Ayer cut, but we need these steps. Once you have these steps, then guess what? You're there. You are all the way there. Once you get to that point, guess what? We're done. You finally have, once these movies are successful and they have the money, I can see David Zaslav going, you know what? Bring him in for 2 more Justice League movies. Well, let's release that Ayer cut movie. Let's get DC content out there. So that's what I'm going to say. This was a shorter video. I just want to emphasize that do not boycott this movie. It will not have the effect you want. It will not. So on that note, stay heroic, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.